Recovery on Air, the official podcast of Crossroads Addiction Rehabilitation. Candid discussion about addiction and recovery with the people who have lived it, along with input from experts on the journey from struggle to triumph. Laugh, cry, and be inspired. And now, your host for Recovery on Air, Kristen Day.
Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Recovery on Air, where we talk about the good, the bad, the miracles. Today's guest is actually a dear friend of mine, and she was once my sponsor. So, Shannon, thank you so much for coming. I really, I love you so much, and you're a huge part of my recovery in the beginning, and I'm just so excited to get into your whole story and talk. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to be here.
Yes, thank you. And I know you're a busy woman working for CBI, and they got you all over the place all the time. But thank you for taking PTO or having PTO these days, right?
Yeah, that's amazing in itself.
I know.
Who would have thought that we would be here, in our recovery and to work for a company that actually offers PTO.
Right.
I've never in my life.
And you've been working for them for a while.
Yep, going on 7 years.
Holy shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, before we get into all of that, let's just talk about what was childhood like and
Ooh, okay. Well, childhood was fun. I lived in a crazy home with my mom and my dad, and
Did you grow up here?
I did not.
Okay.
I grew up in California.
Okay.
I grew up in California, and my parents were a mixture of toxic chaos.
Gotcha.
Dad was in his alcoholism. Mom was a codependent. And there was just a lot of mixed messages,
For sure.
They loved the best way they could.
Yeah.
But it was an interesting upbringing, to
Yeah.
say the least.
When did you start using drugs and alcohol?
So what I thought was experimentation, it was actually, I was in high school.
Okay. How old were you?
I was 14.
Okay.
I was 14 when...
Start out with weed, start out with alcohol.
Well, not weed so much. It was more like alcohol.
Okay.
It was easier to obtain, although my uncle did hide his weed under my chair in my bedroom, and I remember sneaking into that. I didn't know what I was doing, so of course I did not get high.
I did not inhale. No.
Right? Drinking was my go-to.
Okay.
I liked the way it made me feel at the time. And it just, everything went away. You know what I mean? It was fun, exciting. I watched my parents always drinking, and we didn't go anywhere without the alcohol in our family. I grew up where drinking was, you couldn't do anything fun without it.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And growing up I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so it was more accessible to us and hey, go get me a beer out of the fridge or hey,
Yeah, absolutely.
open it up
Absolutely.
and take a little sip and
Yeah.
So,
And it was not frowned upon as much. Dad would buy me my alcohol, parents would have parties, say you can only drink as long as you stay in the home.
not go anywhere.
Yeah.
Were you allowed to have friends over and everything?
Of course.
Yeah. And so your house became the party house and
When
the
Dad
cool
was asleep.
Gotcha.
Because, of course, at that time, that's when drugs were involved. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And Dad did not like drugs. I was allowed to drink alcohol, but I was not allowed to do drugs.
Okay. And what drugs were you?
Back then, it was marijuana and psychedelics.
Okay. So some LSD,
Yep.
some acid. Yes. Go on a little trip. Okay. Okay. Did you graduate high school?
I did, by
Okay.
the skinny hair of my pants.
Yeah. That bad, huh?
Yeah. On my graduation day, I was drunk.
Okay.
Already before
Yeah.
I can go down the aisle, before I even got my dress on.
Oh,
My
wow.
mom had to bail me out of jail.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Graduation day?
Yeah, graduation
Ouch,
day.
what happened?
Well, me and a friend decided we were gonna go shoplift some, pantyhose because we didn't.
You didn't have any and I needed some.
I needed some.
Damn.
It was a drunken idea.
Yeah.
It sounded good at the time. We're like, let's go do it.
Yeah. And then you get caught.
We got caught. Yeah.
What were the repercussions from it? Just getting bailed out, like no probation?
Mom just came, got me out, and
Gotcha.
I rushed home, got dressed, and stumbled down
the aisle to get your diploma. That's great.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's great. Did you go to college?
I did.
Okay.
I went to, what do you call it?
Like a community college?
Yes.
Okay.
I went to Glendora,
Okay.
Foothills Community College in Glendora.
And what were you majoring in?
Dental.
Oh. You wanted to be in the dental?
I did.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
Did you finish
I
and
did.
do all that?
I did.
You were? Wow. So you started working in dental and
Yes.
how'd that go?
It was a very rewarding job.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I loved every minute of it. I worked in that field for 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And my addiction got the best of me.
While you were in that industry?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And what happened?
Well, I quit.
Okay.
I quit. I was running around with a guy. And
Listen, Dick will always put you out.
he
saying
became my higher power.
Yeah.
And I wanted him more than I wanted myself.
I got you. Yeah. And at this time, did you have children?
I did.
I
did. I had my firstborn at the time, and my secondborn. Yeah.
Wow. And how old were they?
Gosh, I would say, so my firstborn was probably about, I would say he was 4.
Okay.
And my oldest was 14. I had my children 10 years
10
apart.
years apart?
Yes.
Wow. And did you start having consequences to, using and all of that?
Of course. I ended up with a DUI from when my kid's dad was in the picture. There was a lot of domestic violence going on because of the drinking and the drugs, obviously.
Absolutely.
It goes hand in hand. And
the kids growing up and seeing that
yeah,
and everything.
and so I wanted to change, and I ran out of that relationship. And I was just always running.
Yeah.
Always running. Didn't know where I was going. And then I would run back.
Yeah.
And trying to find out who the heck I was, because nothing mattered to me. I didn't ever feel like I was good enough for anything, not even good enough to be a mother.
Right.
And so my children got the brunt of it. And then I got into this new relationship, and it was nuts. And because I wanted to run with this person. And so my kids just got in the way. And so I left one with the father, and I sent the other one home to my parents.
Gotcha. I did the same thing.
Yeah.
I get it. 1,000%, and in that situation, like we think we're doing the right thing. And maybe at that time, it absolutely was the best thing for me not to take care of my kids.
It was, definitely. I look at it as a blessing now.
Right.
A blessing in disguise. At the time, I didn't think that it was.
Right.
At the time, I beat myself up more and more. And the more I beat myself up, the more drugs I would put into my body because
Trying to numb it.
trying to get rid of that feeling, man.
Absolutely.
It wasn't fun.
So how old were the kids when you started, disappearing and they were being taken care of?
5.
Okay.
5 and 10.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get that. I think Lola was 10 and, Alyssa, I gave her up at 3 months old, so.
Yeah. Gosh, I would drink and drive with them in the car, and come close to meeting Jesus with my child in the car. That wasn't going to wake me up. You know what I mean? I would leave them home alone, and go hit the bars.
Yeah.
Thinking they were asleep, they would be safe. That didn't wake me up.
Right.
Even when I, just certain things, certain aspects are just were not safe for my children. I didn't get into the harder drugs like crystal meth and heroin until I was kidless.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I started using harder more so when I didn't have my children.
Okay. And do you think that was to help you numb those feelings of not having the kids? And
It's a lot of everything.
Everything. For
A
sure.
lot of everything. I never thought that I was a drug addict. I thought I was just experimenting, obviously, because I used to be able to put it down, until where I couldn't put it down anymore. And then when the methamphetamine wasn't working anymore, that's when a friend turned me on to some heroin at the time, and I was like, okay, so that was
Were you
fun.
like me? So like meth and heroin mixed together was like my go-to, because then I was like,
Yeah, it's called ADHD,
yeah,
babe.
absolutely. Absolutely. So I would do meth and I would
Self-medicating.
sit in a corner, but I would do meth and heroin together, and I was on and popping.
I had this relationship that he would literally freaking strip me down naked and lick all over my body for track marks because the meth calmed me, and he didn't understand
understand
that.
it.
He swore I was using heroin until I did start using it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
I'm
then he's
like,
wow.
yeah, no, he wasn't in the picture anymore after that.
I got you.
Yeah, but it was torture. I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But
When did you move to Arizona?
I moved to Arizona. Gosh, I don't know. Oh, yes, I do. End of September 2005, my dad had passed away.
Gotcha.
And my sister thought geographically, let's move her out of San Diego
Get her out.
so she can be sober.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't work.
Gotcha.
It did for a little bit. Don't get me wrong. It did for a little bit. Everything works for a little bit, but
Until
I
it
didn't
doesn't.
have God in my life. I didn't have treatment in my life. All I had was me, myself, and I.
And we are the problem.
Exactly.
And then you were in an abusive relationship?
I was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Me too. Me too. I remember, what I remember the most is you taking me to the park.
Yes.
And when we did my 4-step and walking around that little, what was
Still
that?
Canyon.
Yes.
Still Park. Yes.
Yes. And walking in that thing and doing my 4-step with you and you writing down all the character defects. And I was like, fuck. And I was like, and you were the one that told me and called me out on my shit. I was like, I never sold my ass for money or for drugs. And she was like, but you did fuck the dope man. So technically, and I was like, damn.
I didn't tell you anything that I didn't do myself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I took that for so long. You know what I mean? Absolutely. I was like, damn. But getting back to like, so you're in this abusive relationship, you don't have the kids, like, are you starting to have consequences?
Absolutely. Absolutely. He was in and out of jail. On
Did
his
you
way
go to
to
jail?
prison. I went to jail.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to jail, which led me to drug court.
Okay.
And that was a lifesaver.
Yeah.
I got out of drug court, but I didn't keep those tools. I got out and thought I can do this on my own.
Right.
And then my boyfriend at the time got out of prison, and I was like, I had this grandeur plan of us being sober together, and it didn't work in my favor.
Right.
God had different plans, and I ended up relapsing and using again. And then I'm running from drug court at this point in my life, and I found myself in a trap house, and I'm dying inside. And the first thing I ever thought I would ever do for myself and was pick up that phone, and I called my probation officer, and I begged her. I was like, I can't do this no more. Please, can I come back?
Yeah.
And I was deathly afraid of prison.
Did you ever go to prison?
I never went to prison.
Me either.
I skated that. I don't know how.
I don't know how.
I don't know how.
really
I
don't.
probably should have, but I did not
Oh,
go
God.
there. And she said, of course, reinstated my drug court. And this time they said, you're going to treatment. 45 days. I was at Guiding Star with NAC.
Yep. What year was that?
2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was one of the last groups to go to Guiding Star before they closed down and went to Patina.
Yeah.
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 And that was 2016.
This was in 2014, and I stayed sober for a little bit, and then again, like I said, it's always a guy.
It is.
Gotta follow the love of your life.
Was it the same guy that
Yeah.
you had been dating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so from that point, it didn't work out between us, and I went on my own, and when I found myself in the trap house, begged to come back, like I was saying, and then they slapped me with another treatment again, and but I was asking for it at this point,
Right.
and that's when I went into Maverick House.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was what, a 28-day program?
Yes.
Okay.
And that was in 2017.
Okay.
And so that's when my recovery really took off
Yeah.
and started. I started to get a little more serious and started actually doing the work. And then, of course, we as good addicts do, we leave things out,
For sure.
and
Yeah.
the story tells itself.
Right. So you had a little bit sober, and then
Yes.
a relapse happened.
I did. So, so I had a good 2 years sober. The third year, I relapsed. I didn't tell anybody.
Right.
I thought it was a fluke, and I told
Nobody will know.
nobody will know. And I told myself, as long as I'm helping women get sober, I'm doing a good thing.
And you were.
And I kept helping women get sober, and I kept
absolutely did.
collecting those stinking chips, and dang man, then reality hit me.
Yeah.
Reality hit me very hard. That's when a really good close friend of mine took her life,
Rest in
and
peace, Nikki White. Love her,
and that's when everything came crashing down on me.
For sure.
And I knew I needed to get honest with myself and those that I loved that were around me. My sponsee actually found me because I was ready to go out. And I vomited my truth on her, and she took me, and
Who was it that found you? Because I remember this day like it was yesterday, and I
Yeah.
remember talking to you, and I was so upset, and I was fucking, of course, it's all about me. You know what I mean? Like, that's what we think.
Right.
He relapsed, she left me, and blah.
Yeah. So that was my friend Dawn.
Okay, that's right.
Yes.
Yes.
And
okay.
So we did some controlled drinking. Because, of course, I'm going to say yes.
For sure.
Absolutely. I'm
We got
down,
this.
And that was not a fun experience. It really, but it's something that needed to happen.
Yeah.
Because then I realized after a horrible night of drinking.
I was going to say, it was only like one night that you were out there,
It was only one night. She woke me up in a drunken stupor and said, get up, because I had passed out on her floor after defecating all over myself, and her showering me and being mortifyingly humiliating myself with my girl, who I'm supposed to be taking through the books and sobering up,
Right.
Oh, of course, that's not really how it works. It's
Right.
really for us. But I was the ultimate liar. So at the time, and I remember her taking me to my home group and making
Branching
me
out.
stand at that podium, and I vomited my truth.
And I got to give you your 24-hour
You did.
chip. And I picked up my 11-month chip.
You
I
did.
will never forget that.
And I've been sober ever since. Up all mind-altering substances, and and now I'm almost, what am I, 8 months clean and free from vaping too. No nicotine.
Look at you go.
Yeah.
So what was different this time? Like after Nikki died, and we were talking earlier
Yeah.
on the phone about this, like what was different that
So
you,
basically, what makes it all different is, learning how to so that night, when I was in my drunken stupor, another friend had called to check up on me and my friend Dawn, and she said, did you have reservations? And I didn't know what that word meant at that point.
Right.
At that time, I said, no.
what do you mean reservations?
What's that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But basically, I did. You know what I mean? I always thought I was going to drink like a lady.
Right?
And I'm going to have that glass of fancy champagne because I got to be fancy when I drink.
Right.
Pinky
And-
up,
all that.
absolutely, and so now I just have my champagne flutes and I put, my energy drinks in them, so I could still be fancy.
Absolutely.
I just learned how to maneuver it,
through
you
it.
know what I mean?
I gotcha.
So it doesn't, but in my mind back then, I didn't get to be fancy anymore. And I really
Like you were going to be boring and
exactly,
Yeah.
and I didn't want that life, and I
we had
wanted
so much fun though.
so much glamour.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And so I realized that I really didn't work through the grief of a loved one, someone close to you. I didn't really work through a lot of different shame and guilt that I had through my past from
Are you
childhood
talking about
up.
us losing Nikki, or are you talking
of it.
about all of it?
All of
Got
it.
you.
Nikki was one. I had a lot of things through my childhood I never
Right,
realized.
that you never
I've done my
addressed.
steps many times. It wasn't till Dawn took me after taking her through a life recovery. She took me through life recovery,
Okay.
and that's when I had my burning bush moment. Was through those steps,
Right.
and dealing with my faith, and that's what changed.
Yeah. You getting close with God. Can we talk about that?
Absolutely.
Like, I know you love Jesus.
I do.
We go to the same church, and yeah.
Yes.
So,
So God has always showed up in my life. Always.
we just didn't see it.
No.
Right.
No. I always knew that He was there. I just chose not to
Not
walk
to see it.
with
Yeah.
Him. Because, gosh, God.
Yeah.
God forbid. He might see me, even though
Did you
he
feel ashamed, or people were gonna like judge you, thinking like, "Oh my God," or was it just with inside yourself?
I think it was more internal.
Okay.
More internal. I had a lot of mental health issues that I learned later on that I wasn't working on.
Yeah.
So self-medicating was always my go-to.
Gotcha.
That was another of the, what do you call it?
It was just one of those things.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the mental health thing?
Yeah,
'Cause I
sure.
think that's absolutely huge.
Oh my gosh, yes. So, in my family, we are a bunch of anxiety, ADHD ridden,
Yeah.
whatever,
Squirrel,
right?
yeah.
I was too busy making sure my kids were okay and in denial for myself because I was already self-medicated at
Yeah.
that time.
sure.
And so when I recently was diagnosed as ADHD and anxiety,
You're like, no shit.
I was like shocking.
That's why I did meth.
And so, and then a therapist, she offered to wanted to talk to me about medication, and I was like, absolutely not. She was kind of appalled, and I'm like, well, I don't believe in big pharma. I'm totally against big pharma. And I'm like, if God is my ultimate healer, and if I can just work through it and understand it and accept it, because acceptance is key.
Absolutely.
And I know that we're only sick by our secrets. And so
getting open and
get through
honest
this.
about everything
Everything.
really helped.
And you know, it really did. And if my husband can put up with me, he takes anxiety medication, so he takes it for the both of us.
Aha.
That's how
Love
he
it.
deals with me.
I love it. That's amazing. Shout out, Dave. So you start seeing this therapist and you're opening up about, all the things, and obviously you're doing the Jesus route, and that's what works for you.
Yes.
So addressing those childhood traumas that you didn't address before, and just walking through all that. Did you do your steps again and really?
I did.
And you, let's be honest, like, you found a different tribe that was really
I did.
down the path that you needed to go down, and really, because everybody recovers differently, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Some go the big book way, some go the Jesus way, some go, a different route, and that's okay.
It's all personal growth.
Absolutely.
It's all personal growth.
Absolutely. And
I
like
do
you said,
my Bible studies, with my group. We meet once a month.
Okay.
I volunteer wherever I can with my worship team,
Right.
or my husband.
absolutely.
And we do our weekend church functions, and we still serve where we need to serve.
Right. Are you still doing AA meetings, or
Not as much.
Okay.
Not as much. I still have my branching out.
Yeah.
That will be a part of my heart for the rest of my
rest of your
probably life.
And you were a Sunlight girl.
And I was a Sunlight girl.
Yeah.
That also is going to be
A part of your
something
story for the rest of
for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I will never ever forget that nothing changes but our address.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Whew. So you are just totally, I want to talk about you never got married before,
No,
ever.
never.
Do you have both of the kids back in your life again?
I do.
Yeah.
They're adults.
Right.
And
One's in the military.
One's in the military.
Marines.
He's a Marine, yes.
Yeah.
And the other one, he is certified in HVAC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great thing to
Yeah.
be certified in.
Yeah.
Does he live here or no?
No.
California,
He
right?
lives in California.
Damn
He
it.
needs
We
to
need him
leave.
here.
No.
HVAC is a huge thing here.
It is a huge thing.
Yeah, that would be great for him. But yeah, I wanna definitely touch on, like, you never getting married, and then
Yeah,
it's so funny because you knew Dave forever. And there were times where you were dating another guy, and like we were all into service,
Yeah.
doing things, doing the functions together,
Absolutely.
roast roundup, all kinds of committees. And how did that happen?
Okay. So basically, I kept building on my faith.
Right.
And the closer I got to God, I started to feel a pull. And I knew that deep down inside, I really wanted a husband. And I
You
wanted,
wanted that life.
I wanted somebody that shared the same faith that I shared, the way I shared it. And so that relationship was meant to be. It had to be the way it was because it taught me some things. And I'm still really good friends with that person to
Absolutely.
this day. And we had a very amicable. It was the most healthiest breakup I've ever had in my
Right.
entire life. And it was mutual. We knew
sure.
we were both going different directions.
Absolutely.
And so I stayed to myself for quite a few months. It was about 8 months into it. My couple friends of mine that I work with, They just kept telling me they want to set me up with someone. I was like
a
no.
blind date,
It
or
was a
they
blind
knew?
date,
Okay.
sort of. Even though they knew we knew each other.
Yeah.
And I kept saying no, 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 because I'm over here praying God's gonna bring me that special.
Let me ask you, because you're the one that taught me the ideal.
Yes.
Did you write your ideal down?
I just prayed about it.
Okay.
I did not.
Okay.
No, I did. Actually, I did.
Okay.
Sorry, I did.
Okay.
My sponsor made me do that.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
we
and
did.
you're the one that taught me that, is like, what do you want in a man, Kristen? And I was like, I want this, this, and this.
Yes.
And then boom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That is, but we did it. It was funny. I did it backwards.
Okay.
So I sat with my sponsor and she had me fill out a list of everything that I liked about myself and that I want to improve about myself. And for some reason, that gave the perfect description of the husband that I'm marrying. I was like, wow.
So let's talk about like this first date, you going on, and like, again, you guys knew each other.
So we
for
knew each other. So
years.
if this was never set up, we would have never, ever had that date.
Yeah.
Ever.
Wow.
Right?
What wasn't it, Cece and
It was
Joe?
Cece and
Yeah.
Joe, yes. And so I finally told Cece, okay, fine, I'll go.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, just don't expect anything out of it.
Yeah.
So we go, we do some mini golf, right?
Wow.
And that night, I felt all of my insecurities just were laid to rest.
Butterflies,
And
everything.
I knew, and like, is this my human? I started to ask God, is this my human?
Yeah.
And then our second date is when God said, this is your human.
Wow. That quick.
That quick.
I get
My
it.
second date, we went to lunch at Jason's Deli, and he sat across from me and he said, what church do you go to, and can I go with you?
Did he go to church prior to that?
No,
Wow.
not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I think he went a few times with his friends
Yeah.
that were also praying for him
Right.
to find a
To
wife,
find a wife
special
and
person.
settle down. And,
Yes,
wow. And he's also in recovery.
he is.
Yeah.
24 years he just celebrated.
So wild.
I know.
So freaking wild.
He's never been married either.
Wow. Any kids?
He has 2 kids,
Okay.
yes.
Gotcha. Wow. 24 years. And like I said, he's heavily into, service as well with the fellowship. So
Absolutely.
that's crazy.
We get to serve in 2 weeks with the roast roundup.
I love it. That's always been, unfortunately, I won't.
That's where we first started. That's where I
Yes.
first met him.
Yeah.
Was Misfits.
Yep.
We did the roast roundup that very first year, and we
2018.
continued on, and not knowing that was going to be the man that I was going to marry.
Marry one day. No lie. Wow. And what does life look like today?
Gosh, it's never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
We respect one another, and we make each other
everything
laugh
you
and
wanted
everything.
plus more.
Yeah, more
And
than
he
I even
treats
thought.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I remember having that conversation with you too, because I was like, I had told you when I had met Ian, and you just know when you know.
Yes.
And it's the God's honest truth. I remember meeting Ian in August of 2019, and I was like, you know who was in the room with us that night? Stephanie and Mark and Colby. And I looked at Stephanie and I was like, I'm going to marry that guy one day. And she's like, girl, you just met him. You're fucking crazy. And I was like, I'm telling you. And then I told you, I'm going to marry him. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Like, I literally have to like wipe my mouth because I drool, because like he's everything I wanted and more that I didn't even know that I needed.
Yes, he definitely was God sent.
Yeah.
Because I know that I tried everything I could. I would pray, come on, Kristen, let's go to church, and you're just like, eh.
The one time you did get me to go to church, and then we were standing out front of Pure Heart.
You're baptized.
You're right.
and,
I'm telling
that
you,
pure
God
heart,
works.
It's
It's
comes
all
full
full circle. Full circle. So again, what does life look like today? You know, like
It's
work.
calm.
Okay.
You know, like it's not really calm. It's chaotic, but in a fun way,
Right.
in a healthy way.
Right.
You know.
And you've got to do a lot of firsts with your husband.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. We went to Hawaii. We went here. We went there. We do some concerts together, and
Right.
it's just awesome.
Your
Awesome.
wildest dreams.
Yeah.
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 And then there's been, some sad things, and I know his mom passing,
passed
and
away.
yeah, but you got to be there and do all that.
That was
and,
very beautiful.
Yeah.
And in fact, we just got to do another celebration of life. She donated her body to Research for Science.
Who was that?
His mom.
Okay.
And so, and same with his father.
Yeah.
And so we got to do a celebration of life at the Heard Museum last weekend.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was
so
very
awesome.
beautiful. And so we're going to do the same
Yeah.
with each other. So I figure, why have my family, especially my children, have to pay for
Pay for
my
all those
funeral?
things.
You know what I mean? I'm going to make sure everything is handled so
Before.
that they don't have to do anything.
My grandma just passed on Sunday at 11:11. Same thing. Everything was already all set up. It's already all done. All they have to do is pick up her body.
Yeah.
And she's able to go, and everything's handled already.
Yeah.
That way you don't have the stress of everything that comes with it, you know?
Right.
And I think that's a beautiful thing, as hard as it is, and
Absolutely.
accepting all of that.
Absolutely.
Your mom.
My mom also passed
Yeah.
away a year before.
Before his mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she went.
And you got to go
dementia.
and
I did. I got to take my husband to meet my mother.
Yeah.
For the first time.
yeah, my mom's got dementia and Alzheimer's right now.
She didn't know it, but that's fine.
Right.
In recovery, I also got to 4 years prior take her to NASA. I got to visit her for a whole week for her birthday.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew the disease was real. I sat across the table on her birthday at a restaurant, and I asked her if she knew who I was, and she thought I was a long-lost friend or maybe distant cousin at the time. And then I reeled her back in, and we had a really good time. I got to make that memory with my mom, and that's all that mattered.
Absolutely. And that's what I'm trying to do with my mom right now is, so I will definitely be reaching out more to
Yes,
you because
do it.
I know that you went through that with your mom and the dementia, and it's a lot.
It is.
I hate that disease. And now on top of that, we just found out that she has stage 4 cirrhosis of the liver, and she's not even an alcoholic.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was even possible. You know what I mean? I had no idea that you could not be an alcoholic and get cirrhosis of the liver. So that's a whole thing in itself, but the dementia is really hard, and them not knowing. I know that it's going to come up, that there's going to be a day that she doesn't know who I am. Right now, she knows who I am, and she knows that she signed all the paperwork and I'm in charge of everything. So she's like, call my daughter. She's the one that can make the decisions, and who would have thunk that?
I'm just very grateful for my brother.
Got you. And he got to do.
Mom chose knew who was going to be the one to take care of her. It was
Right.
that was my brother, and out of 5 kids.
Did she live with him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm just really grateful for him
Absolutely.
because I don't know if I could have done that.
Listen, I get it. My stepdad, she's living with my stepdad and my son right now, and I'm just like, I have her for 24 hours, and I'm like, holy fuck, man.
It's hard.
It is.
It's hard.
It's so hard. And going to the doctor's appointments and trying to keep up with all of that.
Yeah.
And then, again, this weekend, like explaining to her that her mom passed away and why we couldn't go to Michigan to see her. Because your health isn't good, and God forbid I get you over there and something happens and you know?
Yeah.
So before we close, though, I do want to talk about CBI and your job and I mean, working there for so long. What do you do with CBI?
I'm a program supervisor for a
Oh,
street outreach team.
for a street outreach team. And what does that consist of?
Oh, wow.
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
We get to do events. That's
Right.
where I see you at a
Yep.
lot of the
27
events.
collab. I got to ride that e-bike the other day.
I know. I was looking for
Test
that
drove
video.
it. Listen, I'm going to get some of those e-bikes and take them to Crossroads
We
for
have
the guy.
it. My husband and I have e-bikes.
Do you?
Yes, we do. We rode him to church.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's such a good man. Like I said, I don't deserve him sometimes.
do, though.
I complain sometimes, oh my God, my weight, blah, blah, blah. He's like, well, you want to ride the bikes? Yes.
Yes.
And we ride the bikes to church,
I
you
love
know.
that.
He's like, I'll help you, honey.
I love that. That's good. Yeah. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
So outreach out in the community, you get to help the homeless.
I get to help the homeless.
Okay.
Funny story. When I was a child, my parents used to tell me that I sleptwalk. And my mom would find me talking about wanting to help. She said, you always talked about the poor people. You want to help the people, the people. And I never understood what that meant.
Right.
And I don't know if it was a calling later on in life, but here I am working to help the underserved and to help get them housed. We resolve their homelessness, and we work with moms and families and children and people dealing with addictions and mental health crises. It's very much all alive. It's all out there.
Isn't that crazy, like full circle, how
Full
you get
circle.
to help, people that have mental health issues and as we have our own mental health issues.
Yeah.
And what better way to, I think people that have lived experience are way better to talk and
Yes.
help others than somebody who has no experience whatsoever in it.
Very true.
Yeah.
I've had different counselors in different recovery settings in my life where they were book smart.
Yeah.
And
Textbook smart and
and
had that
I'm like,
certification.
you don't know what I'm going
You don't
through.
get it.
And I did not connect with them.
Right.
And that's a really good feeling when I get to connect with that person. And there's so many personalities and characters, that are at play with us. And we get to tap out when we need to tap out because it can be very
Tired.
whew, and
can
that's
only
the
imagine.
beauty thing. And that's where I learned that I had these issues.
Okay.
I was not tapping out. And it started to affect my career path. And so I decided to go use our EAP program.
And what's that?
It's gosh, I forget the
acronym for it, but I got you.
But basically, it was where I would call and I asked for some therapy.
Okay, I remember. And you
Yeah.
have so many therapies that you
Sessions,
yes.
and that's when we ran through the caveat about it is that I been diagnosed
Right.
and here I am.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh. And so now I'm learning how to let go of the reins of control,
Okay.
which has a lot to do with my ADHD drive and my anxiety. And I'm starting to do more self-care for myself. And
Like getting a PTO day today to come talk
Correct.
about it on a podcast.
absolutely, because there's so many people out there that you might be in recovery, but I was still running rampant in my brain, right? And I'm still trying to control this show, and I don't understand why I'm feeling anxious, and I don't understand why I'm hyper vigilant about something, and I can't let it go, and lo and behold, it's real.
Yeah.
And people need to know they're not alone.
Right.
They're not alone out there, and recovery is mixture of everything. Everything. It's not just about drugs and alcohol. There's outside issues, and we just need to take care of it. And once we do, then we can help one another.
Right. And I completely agree with that. You know, like I can learn how to put the drugs and alcohol down, but if I don't fucking heal from this past trauma,
Right.
I always say it, I'm going to bleed onto others that have never hurt me.
Absolutely. It's like that. You know, we're the blooming onion.
Yes.
You know, we got to peel these
Peel
layers.
these layers
and
back.
and there'll be other things I'm sure that's gonna pop up. You know,
Absolutely.
but I know where I can go to seek help. You know, and I know that somebody out there is going through what I'm going through, and it's all about speaking up and sharing.
And that's why we do what we do. And I mean, me personally, I recover out loud so others don't have to die in silence.
Amen.
You know, and using this platform to, you know, show others. That's a perfect example, you know, being able to show others that they're not alone in these situations. And I'm sure you come across it all the time with clients.
Yeah.
So before we close too, what do you do for self-care these days? Like, what does self-care look like for you?
Well,
What do you do to help yourself?
I am planting.
Okay.
I have started a pineapple farm.
A pineapple farm.
Yes.
Okay.
So I started a mini pineapple farm. I have 6 pineapples plants growing in my
Okay.
backyard. And
Is it hard to have pineapple plants in Arizona?
we shall see.
We shall see. Okay.
We shall see.
I gotta see this.
You've got to see
I need to test one of your pineapples out.
when they grow. It
Okay.
takes a year for the flower,
Really?
and then it takes another year for that flower to turn into the fruit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, do you have like a
I have them all in pots.
okay.
So I started off with the cutting of a pineapple,
Okay.
and I planted it.
Okay.
The first time I did it, it failed. It was an ultimate fail. And I said, I'm going to do this again.
Right.
So I
Not
did it
give it
again, and it took.
Okay.
And then I waited, and it grew babies. And they're called pups.
Okay.
So those pups grew into, once they're 6 inches tall, you take them off the mom, and you plant them.
Wow.
And then another pup grew, and I planted her, and the other one
many
died.
pups do you have?
I got 2 new pups this morning,
Wow.
or this weekend, that I was able to finally plant into their own pots. And Mom just keeps producing pups. I'm like, so she's still alive in
When
her
you
own
tie your
little-
tubes, Mom, or no? I'm just kidding.
So I call myself the mini pineapple farmer.
I love it.
And then my husband,
God bless him.
he surprised me one day. He went and bought me some roses, and he planted them and put them in the front yard for me. And just added another one this weekend. So now I've got 3 beautiful rose bushes. And
So you're a Dr. Green Thumb now. And
Yes.
You're just
Yes.
gardening.
And I'm gardening, and I've got marigolds, and I've got all these different plants I brought from California that my sister gifted me with. And
Love it.
yeah, I even brought a tree. So
A tree.
I've got this tree with purple flowers on it.
Hell yeah.
I brought it from California. We don't know if it's going to make it through this heat, but I'm going to be
You're
one
gonna
that's
try.
gonna make sure it does.
That's all you can do.
So yeah,
All
and
you
that
can
just
do.
keeps me happy. Is I'm digging in the dirt. I cut my nails off so I can dig in the dirt.
I love it. And do you have your own little potting, like your own little garden tools and everything? We got to get you some pink ones
We
or
need
something.
to get me some pink
Yes.
ones, yeah.
We got to get you some.
Now you know what to do.
We got to get you some for sure.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody was struggling, what is something that you would tell them or giving them advice?
Ooh, I didn't even think about that.
I know.
Oh man. First of all, I would tell them that they're not alone,
Right.
and I would tell them to speak up.
Reach out.
It's okay to not be okay,
Pastor Dan.
Pastor Dan.
Yes. The sermon this past weekend.
Oh gosh.
Did it
Was
hit
that-
you?
Oh, didn't it?
Yeah.
Did it hit you?
Yeah.
Yes, it hit me.
And then my damn husband, he's looking at me in side eye the
I
whole
asked
time.
my
I was
husband,
like,
"Are we shallow?"
yeah.
Hey, because I'm like, I didn't agree with that.
Yeah.
First and foremost, my husband and I do not fight. Does he disagree with me at sometimes? Of course,
Absolutely.
I'm freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Do I disagree with him? A lot. He's my
Absolutely.
husband.
Right.
However, we don't fight about it. And when Pastor Dan said that if you don't fight, you're shallow, that really struck a chord with me. And I was silent on the way home. And then that evening, before I left to go volunteer for the Loop event that night for the concert that Sunday night,
Yes.
with Zach Williams and
Yeah,
Third
Third
Day,
Day.
I looked at him, I hopped on his lap, and I said, "Hey," and I was eye to eye with him, and he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Are we shallow?"
He's like, no,
Absolutely
I
not.
could already see it.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So yeah, it did.
That's the devil.
That's
trying.
the enemy.
That is
Praise
the
God
devil,
that
yes.
that's not us.
Right.
And I don't think it ever will be us.
Right.
We have too many family members and friends and God and just everything that's never gonna be us. I think the blessing in disguise was us knowing what we wanted in a human being, allowing God to choose that person for us, to walk
not
this
choosing
road
it,
of life together.
Yeah.
Made a big difference. Yeah.
And I love that for you. I'm so happy for both of you. What is some goals that you guys got coming up just in the next couple years?
Goals. Well, right now we're finishing up on remodeling our home.
Okay.
The inside, the outside will be our next goal.
Nice.
And then from there, be traveling.
Okay.
We love traveling.
Any places specific that you want to travel?
I like to go out of the States one day. I would
hell
like
out of
us to get
Arizona.
out of the country.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean. We do go out of states.
Gotcha.
I would like to go out of the country somewhere one day with my husband. We were talking about getting our passports. So
Do it.
that's one of our goals, to work on that.
Yep. Do it.
I am currently almost done paying on my fines. So I'm like hundreds of dollars away.
Yes.
And that's our next goal is him and I together are going to get our rights back.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes. So that we can travel wherever the heck we want without any
No, for
discrepancies, you know. And then obviously there's some areas that we really want to go see in this, in the U.S.
Yeah.
And be our first, you
love
know.
it. I love it. Well, I love you so much.
love you.
You are just, you're always near and dear to my heart. I love you so much, and I'm so grateful that you took PTO. Use your damn PTO, woman.
I know.
I know you got some.
I do. I have a lot.
Yeah, so you need to start using it
am.
and taking that time for you. And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I
2026, we're gonna use
2026,
our
2027, as I'm trying to get my husband to take me on a cruise.
Oh my God. I was just talking to my husband about that last night, is that I want to go on another cruise. I did the
Haven't
Mexico.
done that yet, so.
Do it.
I want
Listen,
to
the
swim with
only
the
thing that I
dolphins. My
can-
boss just came back.
Yep.
She swam with the dolphins, and she gave
In
me
the Bahamas, or where did they go?
Mexico.
Really?
Cabo.
Cabo? Okay. Because we did Ensenada and Catalina Island. That was great, but we didn't get to swim with dolphins. I want to swim with the
Cabo.
dolphins. Okay.
They left port in L.A.
LA.
Went to
Los Angeles. I
down
mean,
to
they went.
Ensenada
Yep.
and then Cabo.
Yep. Okay. We're going to look into it because I want to do that too.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. I definitely, that's
I-
a bucket list goal.
It is a bucket list goal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited about that.
Cruises. Here we go. We're going to figure it out. Maybe we can put like a sober cruise
That would
group
be
together.
cool. Groupon, yeah.
Yes. Again, I love you so much. Thank you so much for coming on and just spending a little bit of time with me. And if you are struggling and you need help, you can always reach out to thecrossroadsinc.org. We are at 20th Street in Osborne, 2002 East Osborne Road. We take all access plans, all commercial insurance, and we take no insurance. So again, Shannon, thank you. I love you so much, and I'm so grateful for you. And with that, I pass. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Recovery on Air, the official podcast of Crossroads Addiction Rehabilitation, with your host, Kristen Day. Join us next time as we continue our candid discussions about addiction and recovery. Listen 24/7 anytime to this or any of our shows online at starworldwidenetworks.com or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.